Welcome back to another video. I will be showing you the single biggest competitive advantage that you have ever seen in the YouTube automation, kind of faceless YouTube channel world. And that is due to the fact that Claude just released a new model. And if you just know the right tools to connect it with, then you can replicate a channel like this one you're seeing right here. That has made 34 grand in the last 90 days. And you can replicate that in just like 20-30 minutes, recreating the entire thing with the equal same quality, whilst other people that don't know about this, they are sitting and creating all of the content manually. So it is going to be absolutely insane. It will be the full A to Z kind of step-by-step tutorial on how you find a niche with AI and also how you then create the content in that niche with AI fully automated to hopefully recreate a channel like this one. Now this channel was actually started in the last 90 days. It's got 5 million views since then. You can see right about here it started, being monetized, making money, and it's made 34 grand since then with less than 25,000 subscribers. Here's also another channel that is quite interesting. This one is of course way smaller. It doesn't even have 3,000 subscribers. Yet in the first, I believe this channel was started like 45-50 days ago. In the first 50 days of being launched, it's now earned 5.2k and it's starting to really pick up some good revenue every single day, as you can see right here. So the first step would be obviously finding the niche, and most gurus online, they would just tell you like go on YouTube, kind of access a new fresh channel, look around until you find something that looks interesting. Kind of vague. It doesn't really help you save a lot of time, and you'll just end up sitting there spinning around in your head until you simply give up. Now, there's a very easy way to automate all of this and find all of the kind of breakthrough channels, good niches in just a few minutes. And that would be through Claude Code with a special integration that kind of connects it to YouTube's backend data. So this is how it would look like. You can see I can just kind of request as many niches as I want to. I get the link to every channel. I can see the estimated revenue per month, when it was started, all that kind of stuff. And this is actually very easy to set up. And just to prove to you that this works, I can right now find me 10 more niches. Thank you. And you will see that I'm gonna get 10 more niches in a table format like this that are perfect to start. And as you can see right here, I didn't give Claude the best kind of prompt, but we got 10 niches that are very suitable for our niche research and will help save a lot of time. Now, the way that you set this up, you simply head over to this website right here, scroll down to this part of the page. I'm gonna put the link to all of the tools and everything that I use in this video in the description so that you can easily find it. But you would simply then head back over to Claude, press on customize, press on connectors right here. You can see that I disconnected Nextlev. So you would press on the plus here, press on add custom connector, simply just head over here, copy the name Nextlev to Claude like this, press on the URL here as well, copy that. Just paste it in there, press on add. I'm gonna get an error that I already have it because I've installed this before. Then it will show up right here. You just press on connect, log into your Nextlev account, and boom, it will be ready for you to use in Claude Code. So the way that you access Claude Code, by the way, is just by pressing this little icon right here that says Claude. It's not the regular Claude. It's just way better, especially with integrations like this. And that's what you should be using. Also with Nextlev, if you do use up a lot of credits and do a lot of niche research, then you are eventually going to have to pay for the integration, of course. Then use the code HowToAI2. I'm gonna put it somewhere here on the screen. And you'll at least save some money. So now that you have the niche integration installed, you just go over to Claude Code, open a new session, paste in a prompt that looks something like this. Find me 30 niches that have less than 100k subscribers. We're started in the last 1 to 3 months, making over 5k per month in revenue as of right now. Use the Nextlev MCP, and boom, you're gonna see that Claude is just gonna find you 30 niches that are most likely good. And as you can see, we got 30 niches that all seem to be doing very well. It took me like 5 minutes to find this specific channel. It was started in the last month. They've already got one video with 1.8 million views. And this style of kind of cartoonish content has been performing super well lately in terms of the faceless space. And this can actually be fully automated with Claude Code as well, and that's exactly what we're going to get into. Now, I also found some other niches in the same kind of style, which is Nick Invests, Tom, Lazy Investor, All of these kind of cartoonish videos are very easy to create with low cost, and they perform super well. So the first step to being able to generate this kind of content on autopilot is to actually equip Claude with the skill and the ability to create images and all that kind of AI generated stuff that we need. So there is a website called Higgsfield here. It kind of works the same way as the Next Level integration. They have what is called an MCP and a CLI. We want to install the skills here into our Claude Code agent. So it actually couldn't get easier to install than this. You just take a screenshot of the kind of details here. You would go over to this website and download the Claude Code desktop app. I would really recommend it for this step. You can also do it on the browser, but it just becomes way easier on the desktop app. So then you just open up Claude Code. I'm sure you guys know how to create an account and just log into an app on your computer yourself. And you literally just paste in the screenshot like I did here. You tell Claude Code to install the Higgsfield kind of skill and CLI, and you can see that it just installed all of the Higgsfield skills. Then when Claude Code has installed all of the different skills, you have to authenticate your Higgsfield account, and this will make a lot of sense soon. And you just write in your own computer's terminal, which you, by the way, can find by usually just searching on your computer, like terminal, like this. We'll open up a window right here. You write Higgsfield auth login. It's going to open up a new page where you actually connect your Higgsfield account. Super simple. Then you just press on connect here, of course. It will say the device has been authorized. You open up the terminal once again. Should be successfully authenticated here. And you write Higgsfield auth token. You're going to get like a long string of text. I'm going to blur this because I don't want anyone to see it. Copy that. Head back over to Claude Code and just paste in your token and tell Claude that this is your auth token, and everything will be set up, ready to use. I don't want to scroll down here because I don't want to show my actual kind of token here. So the next step now to create the actual content would be to open up your Chrome again. You want to head over to the channel that you are going to recreate. For example, take these guys' most viral videos. On YouTube, what works the best for beginners is kind of using proven concepts. So for example, you could either just take this video topic straight off, just rip it off and create your own version of it. Or if you want to be slightly more original and kind of bend the niche, what you could do would be that this one is, for example, about ancient humans. You could make the same kind of content, but about humans in the middle age, medieval age, whatever you want. And that would be bending the niche because you keep the same idea and format, but you are simply switching up the topic with the content. But for the sake of the example, I'm just going to recreate this one right here. And in order to recreate this entire video, you basically need two components, which is the script and the voiceover. So what I'm gonna do, just open up this video right here, press on share. I'm gonna burn through this since this is quite basic information. I'm gonna go over to the YouTube to transcript website that looks like this. Paste in the link, you're gonna get the entire transcript. I do this quite a lot, so they always want to verify that I'm a human. Just copy that, you have the entire transcript right now. What you then want to do is that you want to head over to Claude. On Claude, you just wanna enter a prompt that looks like this. So write a script for my channel about ancient humans. On my most viral video, I want to recreate the same viral concept again, use the same info and formatting for the video script. And keep in mind, like, this is totally up to you what you want to do. You can create a completely original script. You can follow a proven concept. It's totally up to you. I'm sure you understand that as well. But I will just do a 500 word script for now, since this is an example of how you do this. I'm not going to create a 30-minute video. That would take a lot of time. Below this, you can see the entire transcript. So I'm also going to write here. Here is the reference transcript like this. Boom. Send the prompt and you will see that Claude Code writes the entire script for you very quickly. And a pro tip here, if you think that Claude Code is slow, you can actually just use the normal Claude chat for this as well. Since this script is not the most complex task, you don't really need Claude Code's advanced capabilities. So we could actually test here and see what's fasted. I will go over to the chat. I will paste in the prompt here, just structure this up slightly better. Then just head over and copy the transcript again. We'll go back to Claude here, paste in the transcript like this, send it, and we'll see what actually works the fastest. So Claude Code is now done. Regular Claude can continue working. But once you have your script here, you just copy the entire thing. I'm gonna copy a small part for this example. then you are going to head over to the 11 Labs website that looks like this. This is just the best platform for generating AI voiceovers, the most realistic ones. Once again, during this step, you are free to use whatever voiceover platform that you'd like, but I would definitely recommend 11 Labs. Pick a voice that sounds similar to your competitor or that you think suits the video. Head over to the text-to-speech tab right here. Paste in your script. Press on generate speech. Do not play around with these settings. It's just gonna mess up the voiceover, and you'll hear that it gets done very, very fast here.
Open your medicine cabinet. Ibuprofen, bandages, maybe some antibiotics your doctor prescribed last week.
And you can hear that the voiceover sounds great. Just go ahead and download that. If you're not happy with the result, you can just regenerate it a few times. But now comes a very, very important step for the next automation in Claude Code to work. So you want to head over to TurboScribe once you have downloaded your voiceover file. Press on transcribe your first file after you've logged into the platform. Press on browse files, of course. Upload the 11 Labs voiceover like this, and you will see here what happens. So you can choose whichever transcription mode that you want. I'm actually gonna go with Dolphin, why not? And you will see that one of the very important things here is that you get the timestamps to the actual script. So I'll just get back to you when this is fully done. And you can see right here the timestamps, and why these are so important is because these will be the guidelines for Claude when bulk generating the images of when to generate a new scene to make the video very engaging. Otherwise, you will be having to sit there in the next steps and just piece everything together, listen to the voiceover, and for a 20-minute video that can become quite repetitive. But you're simply going to copy this, and now we can head over to the next step, and that is on Claude once again. So here is the kind of master prompt. You can pause the video right here and just enter it yourself, or I'm gonna put the prompt along all of the links to the different websites in the description so that you can easily find it. But it says that you're gonna generate images for my YouTube script, each image fitting this scene perfectly. Utilize the Higgsfield skill that we installed earlier to generate these suitable images for the story in the same style as the attached screenshot. I'm gonna get to that in a moment. And then I write the attached script will have timestamps for each different scenes, and your job is to carefully read the script and generate a suitable image for each one of those timestamps/scenes. And do not generate more or less images. Make sure to really match the style of the attached image. So I'm just gonna simply paste in the kind of transcription we got from TurboScribe. I'm also going to head back over to the YouTube channel of which we wanted to recreate the style. Take a big screenshot of the actual style that they are using for their content like this. You can of course do this with any channel that you want to emulate the style of. Head back over to Claude, just paste that in here as well. You'll see that it gets pasted like this, and now you can just send the prompt and Claude will generate the images in bulk so that you don't have to spend a single second actually sitting there and doing this yourself. And it's all gonna make sense in a second why this is so convenient. So you can now see that all of the images are generated. We also got the table here for when they should be placed on the editing timeline. That means that we can head over to Higgsfield, because if you then press on images in the top left corner here, you will see that all of the generated images have been saved right here. So I'll just go ahead and download all of this, and then we can move on over to the next step. Now, the last step before the video is actually done would be to head over to CapCut, which is a free editing software. This you could also hire a virtual assistant to do for you, since it is just a routine task, very simple. You don't need to be a genius to kind of pull this off. So you would create a new project in the 16:9 aspect ratio. It would look like this. You would upload all of your images that you've downloaded, also upload the voiceover file, of course, and then you would just kind of look at Claude here. So you can see here that the fourth image, for example, needs to be displayed from the 19th second up until the 26th. So I would just go over here. The fourth image is a caveman performing brain surgery. So you just head over to CapCut, and you can see right here that the 3 previous images, they're already timed perfectly, and this one stops right at 19 seconds, which is what we want. So the next image was a caveman performing surgery. It's this one. I'll just drag that, and it should be there for 19 to 26, right? You just drag this like here to 26 seconds. And here will be kind of the final result. So we don't have to think anything of syncing the voiceover with the images, kind of listening through the voiceover manually, because Claude has already thought about all of this and generated the images and given us the correct timestamps. So I'll just play up the demo for you so that you can see how it looks. Now keep in mind, if you're doing this yourself, you of course want to maybe provide Claude with a bunch more instructions for the images to make sure that the images are, you know, cooler, better generated, more engaging, maybe add some captions, add some transitions, to just generally make the video more interesting to watch. But here's how it would look.
Open your medicine cabinet. Ibuprofen, bandages, maybe some antibiotics your doctor prescribed last week. If something goes wrong inside your body, you drive to a hospital staffed by people with a decade of training and rooms full of machines. But for over 10,000 years, your ancestors performed brain surgery with stone tools, no anesthesia, and no medical degree.
And as you can see, the images sync pretty well. Sometimes Claude can kind of hallucinate and do stuff that isn't according to your instructions. Then you just tell it to regenerate all of the things with this in mind, and it's all going to be sorted. And Claude Code, after all, is like a chatbot, so all of the issues that you face, you can just chat with this to resolve them. But with this method, you don't have to subscribe to any AI tools that do all of this, but charge you, you know, $300 a month. This is very cheap if you compare it to everything else. And yeah, that's how you create the content. Now there's of course a lot more things that go into creating a channel that is very profitable, such as this one. You have to post literally every single day for many of the different niches. Not all of them, and not when you're starting your channel from scratch. But if you want to be making, you know, 30 plus grand, you most likely will have to be posting a large volume of content. And that's going to be hard unless you systemize all of this. You hire, for example, a virtual assistant like we talked about before, or you use Claude Code to build an actual system that does this repeatedly every single day. And all of these different things might be hard for a beginner to know. I understand that since I was once a beginner myself. And that's why I started a coaching program. So for the people, I'm not saying that you need to join the coaching program. Of course not. I didn't join any coaching program myself when I started. But if you are a person that genuinely wants to turn YouTube into a side income or a full-time income alongside whatever you do, and you want some kind of extra help to make sure that this entire journey is just expedited and goes way faster than doing it yourself, saving you potentially thousands of dollars in mistakes, then of course feel free to submit just an application through the top link in the description. I look at all of the applications myself because this is quite a hands-on, you know, small coaching program. So we are very considerate of who we let into the program. So, you know, if you're applying and you don't get a reply from me or my team, then no hard feelings, but you just might not be the right fit for the program. However, if it does look like a good application, we will be reaching out. So really put your time into, you know, really explaining to us why you want to do this. But that is practically all. If you want any more tutorials on how to hire virtual assistants or editors and, you know, manage your team the best possible and most efficient way, then I can definitely create these videos as well. If you just want more kind of AI tutorials on how to set up automated workflows such as this, let me know in the comments. The most upvoted and liked comments I will simply listen to. And that is pretty much it. So I'll also put an interview of one of my kind of favorite student journeys that we've had in the program so far. It is just an amazing interview to watch if you're getting into YouTube, so definitely watch that. Apart from that, I'm gonna stop yapping. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.